Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. Today's practice is all about intention. Let's begin by finding ourselves on our mat, maybe with a blanket that might help you sit up a little taller, a little less curving of the spine. We want to have a nice long tall spine, and you can do that by doing what I'm doing here if you'd like. If you have a block, I like sitting on a block and placing a blanket over that, but if you don't have a block, you can just take your block out, or you can just take your blanket or a towel and fold it up like this, and then you can sit cross-legged here if you would like to, and just let it lift your spine, your sit bones a little bit. You're sitting down into the earth. You have a nice grounded feeling here, and your legs can be supported if you'd like, if you have any towels, or if you do have blocks, you could place blocks here if that would feel better. And we sit up tall, we relax our shoulders down. And I invite you to just close your eyes, begin to notice how you feel today. And as you breathe in and air comes across your nostrils, you're filling your lungs. When you exhale, you're relaxing just a little deeper, a little longer of an exhale. And so in this way, we bring our attention into the body and into this present moment. So much of the time, our minds want to zoom into the future and think about all the things we're going to be doing and planning, our party that's going to be happening, our Zoom meeting that's coming up, or we're thinking about things that have already happened and dissecting those and examining them and thinking about what happened. So really, the only place that anything happens is in this moment right now. And in this moment right now. And so let's bring our attention to this moment. The way we can do that is to listen for the sound of the breath as it comes across the nostrils. Filling the lungs, exhaling through the nostrils with a controlled exhale, leaving all that air out, just squeezing it out. As we squeeze out, our belly squeezes in. Then we begin to expand as we breathe back in again. And just this action of focusing on the sound and the feel of our breath brings our mind to this present moment, to what is happening right now with our body and how we're feeling. When you close your eyes, it helps you to have a more interior approach so that you can feel into the body. We relax the shoulders down and relax into the jaw, letting go of any clenching. Feeling our base wherever we're touching the floor, our feet, our sit bones, our buttocks. And from there, from that rooting into the earth, then we can rise up through the spine and to the crown of the head, which can feel light and lifted here. And we can bring a little bit of a tilt into our chin so we elongate the back of our neck. And intention being our focus today, let's see how that idea of finding an intention for our practice, for why we are doing something, noticing how that might bring meaning into our movements today. Let's bring our hands together at our heart in Anjali Mudra. And intending is important. It helps us to cultivate meaning behind our movement. So what kind of meaning do you want to have? What type of intention feels bubbling up to you today? We have the power to cultivate and amplify what we want to create or bring into fruition. And that power is through intention. Let's lower the hands down a little bit more into the middle of the chest and tilt our head down as well. And we'll feel a stretch through the back of the heart, through the back of the neck. Allowing the head to drop down a little more. And finding what it is that we want to intend today. Perhaps we simply want to listen to the wisdom of our own body as we move and are mindful. Perhaps we want to just express the best that we are for today, in this moment. Let's deepen our breath. Inhale a little longer, a little slower. And exhale as we relax. What are you wanting to amplify? And knowing that whatever it is that we intend is potent. Our thoughts and our words do matter. And now, just confirm that it is so. It is already so. It has happened. And we can release our hands. And let's reach our arms up. And relax the arms back down. Just moving mindfully. If we're healing shoulders or anything, we're only moving into a range of motion where there's no pain, no pinching. Let's reach the arms straight up in front of us and lift to wherever we can. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Bring the hands together, fingers together overhead, and we're going to draw the hands down. And once again, bring the hands about more toward the center of our chest, just above our belly button, and tilt the head down again. And we're going to stretch through the back of the neck. The shoulders, we're still sitting up nice and tall. And we'll come back up and rotate the shoulders. So however you are feeling today, just pay attention to whatever this is telling you, whatever your shoulders are saying, whatever your hips might be saying, and we're going to treat them with kindness, non-harming. Let's bring our hands behind us and rotate the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together like we're holding onto maybe a paintbrush behind our body, one of those thin, tall, long paintbrushes. We're squeezing that together, holding it there. We're going to tilt our chin forward just slightly, elongating the back of the neck, and we're having a really nice heart opening as we lift the crown of the head up, the back of the neck up. And take a few deep breaths in, long exhales. And we'll release the hands, bring them forward. Let's clasp the hands and turn them inside out, forward, stretching the shoulders the other direction now, forward. We're stretching the back of the heart. We draw in the belly. We press away with the arms. And let's lift up to wherever we can today. Lift up, up, up. And we'll release and bring the hands back down. Very nice. Taking the left hand out to the side, you can plant your fingers and your palm is up off of the mat, or you can place your whole palm down on the mat. And we're going to sweep the right arm up and over. Let that left arm bend some so you can get a nice stretch on the right hand side. You can look up, or you could look down at the other hand. We're feeling a really nice stretch to the right side of the rib cage. Breathing in, filling the lungs. Exhaling. Breathe in one more time. And let's exhale the arm back down. Pause for just a moment between sides. Notice if there's any feeling that's different or any sensations that you have. Remembering to listen to the wisdom of your body today. Let's place our right hand out, either fingers up or palm down, and sweep the left arm up and over. Maybe it's straight up at first, feeling that, looking up at that hand. And then reaching over, bending the right elbow, reaching over and getting a really beautiful stretch on that left side. Feeling the left leg and the whole left side of the body pressing down, as well as reaching up through the ribs. And we breathe in, expanding the lungs, and exhaling. Just explore that a little bit. Maybe you want to bend your elbow a little more, reach a little farther into that stretch. And then on an inhale, we come up. On an exhale, we lower the arm down. And let's pause now and just notice how we're feeling. Good. Let's tilt the chin down. Just let it take a moment to relax. So we're not rolling forward into this stretch, but we're sitting up tall and just letting the chin drop towards the chest. And then let's sweep the chin over to the right shoulder. And then through the center of the chest to the left shoulder. Let's do that a couple times and just feel what that's feeling like. If there's any spot that feels like it's gripping or it's extra tight, just breathe into that or hold it for a moment and see if it will dissipate. We'll come back to the center and lift our chin parallel to the floor. Let's draw our right ear to the right shoulder. So it's a side stretch. Our left ear is reaching up towards the ceiling. You could even massage the side of your neck if you'd like, and the top of the shoulder, whatever would feel good to you today. And then let's come back to center, and then the other ear over the side. Left ear to the left shoulder. And notice if one side of your neck is a little tighter than the other. This one feels a little tight on me, my right side. And you know, sometimes it's really funny, but our body is so interconnected. Sometimes when people have tight shoulders, you know, or necks, they think it's from the shoulders and the necks that it's creating this problem, but sometimes it's actually from the feet, because we have lines of fascia that connect from our feet all the way up through the body into the sides of the head. And let's come back up. Maybe rotate the shoulders a minute. Just feel that. Let's reach the hands forward, lifting tall through the crown of the head, reaching forward with our hands, wide fingers. Let's just place the fingers up, wide fingers, and then make a fist, and wide fingers. Make a fist. We're working through the fingers. They get kind of tight. They get achy with arthritis maybe. Sometimes the change of weather makes it like this. So we just keep the mobility here the best we can by moving it. Let's reach the arms over to the side. Wide and make a fist. Wide and make a fist. And shake them out. Shake those wrists up and down, side to side, all around. Good. Now let's just let them sit on the knees or the thighs and just notice. We'll close our eyes and we'll be quiet for a moment. Good. If you have blocks, you may move the blocks out of the way. You might want to have a blanket here to pad your knees. We're going to move to tabletop or on all fours. I like to use blankets for my knees, and I also like to use blocks as props to help me stay supported in my positions in my asana. So we come to tabletop, place our hands wide on the mat, and pretty much starting off with our wrist underneath the shoulder, and then taking a little movement forward, maybe a half of a hand's length forward from there. And that will take a little bit of the crease out from your wrist and give it a little bit of relief. Okay? And we're going to arch the spine up as we drop the head. Arching the spine means that we're drawing the belly up and into, exhaling. And then let the belly drop down towards the floor and we'll look up. We still keep pressure into the hands, pressing into the floor. And then arch the spine, drop the head. Tilt the sit bones or tilt the pelvis, and then look up, moving here back and forth for the spine, flexibility in cat and cow. Feeling whatever you're noticing with intention, you are moving, connecting with the wisdom of the body, being your best self, or whatever intention that you are creating today, bringing meaning into your movement. Now just take a little freedom here in this movement. Maybe you like to move to the side, bringing your hips over to one side and looking to the opposite side, getting a little stretch through the middle of the torso. Rolling forward, coming back, just moving in whatever free way would feel good to your body here. Good. And then from here, I'd like for you to bring your knees wide on this mat. Bring your toes, your big toes together behind you. Sit back into wide knee child pose. For just a moment, we're going to sit back, let the head come down. So when you have wide knees here, it gives you more room for your belly to relax in between. Just breathing. And then I'd like for you to come up a little bit and walk your forearms forward a little ways. And then they'll stay parallel to each other. So if we were up like a puppy with our sit bones up off of the mat, then our shoulders would be right over our elbows. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and sit back again, as far back as we can, and place our head down on the mat and feel this wonderful stretch through the whole spine and even into the chest, under the armpits. Take nice deep breaths and long, slow exhales. And from here, we'll lift our head slightly and we'll walk our hands off the mat to the side. Straighten the arms, reach the arms off of the mat, and then bring our head down towards the floor again. So what we'll have here is, if we're over to the left side of the mat, we're getting a big stretch on the right side of the body. Then we eventually walk across through the center and over to the other side of the mat, off of the mat onto the floor, straightening the arms and sitting back towards the feet. And breathe into the rib cage. And we'll walk our hands back to center. And let's come back to tabletop. Bring our hands forward, maybe one full hand's width. And we're going to lift into kneeling plank so that when we reach forward or lean forward here, our shoulders are over our wrists. And we're not letting go of the back, of the low back like this. We're not becoming a hammock. We want to stay strong here, pull in the belly. Just for a little push up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Let me just go back and forth here, warming up the shoulders a little bit more. Maybe one of your intentions in your practice might be to gain a little strength, so that as things become challenging, you can breathe into it and remember your intention. Next time we come forward into kneeling plank, let's make a little mini push-up. Exhale down and lift and sit back. It's just a little mini push-up. We don't go very far down. Elbows stay in towards the rib cage, and we press back up. Now, let me give you an alternative. If you are healing wrists and this is problematic, I know I have students that really have a hard time with their wrists here. You can bring yourself to your forearms, and you can come forward and move into a little bit of a push-up and press back up into the shoulders and sit back. So either way, you can try this. And then let's sit back all the way to child pose. And this time, our arms can come behind us alongside our legs. Your head could come to the mat, or maybe you have a block. You could place your head on a block just for some support here. And listen and notice how the body feels. How is your breath? Is it expanding easily, or is there a lot of effort in certain poses for you to breathe? If you ever find yourself holding your breath through these movements, then you need to soften the movements a little bit and not go so deep. You want to have a nice smooth breath available to you. And all of this will come in time. All of this flexibility and strength will be available to you as you practice. Let's reach our hands forward in extended child pose, and this time curl the toes under. Okay, we're getting ready to bring the knees off of the mat and lift into downward facing dog. So our feet are about hip distance wide, and we can allow one knee to bend and then the other knee to bend, stretching through the backs of the legs. Our hands are pressed into the floor, especially our fingertips. We're trying to press into the floor. Our creases of our elbows are facing forward as we hug in the armpits towards our head. Strong bodies. Let's come forward here into plank pose, or if you need to, lower the knees into kneeling plank. And then back to down dog. And your version of plank. And down dog. And a plank pose. Strong bodies, keep the breath moving. Let's walk our feet forward. And we'll meet here on the mat with a forward fold. If you have blocks, you can use blocks for your hands here. Let the head drop down. Let your knees bend. Allow your torso to drape over your legs. Shake your head no and yes. This is where you can just surrender from everything, from the stress, from overthinking, from maybe overdoing. Just let it go. Breathe in and let it go on that exhale. We're going to slide the hands halfway up somewhere. Place your hands either on your thighs or on your shins if you'd like. We're going to gaze forward and bring our backs parallel to the floor, or bring them flat, bring the back flat. And then we can slide back down into forward fold, Uttanasana. You can feel the stretch happening behind your legs here. Maybe you would like to massage the legs with your hands while you're here. Send them some love. Sliding back up halfway, gazing outward, flat backs, and exhaling back down. Let's reach the arms forward, bending the knees, and come all the way up slowly on an inhale. Reaching tall. Hands come together. We come straight down through the center of the body. Bend the knees all the way down into Uttanasana. Sweeping up again, arms rising, body lifting. Gazing up. And let's bring the hands together again, and this time halfway down into a chair pose. Bringing the knees right underneath the ankles. Circle sweeping up. Exhaling. So these first few chair poses here will be hands at our heart. Getting the feel of this chair pose. And choose to, you can reach your arms out in front of you as you come back down into chair. This is a long lever on the spine, so if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your low back and you have a hard time maintaining this, bring the hands back to the heart. Okay, that's fine. The circle sweep up. Exhale into chair. Inhaling back up. Let's bring the hands facing each other here. Fingers pointing back. We're going to reach them back. Standing tall, reaching those thumbs back like we're hitchhiking. Then let's bend the arms and open them backwards and bring them forward and back and forward. Arms stay, or the forearms are staying parallel to the floor as we open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Let's release the arms down. Standing in mountain now. Tall mountain. In tall mountain, you can relax your arms down and maybe your palms are next to your thighs, just resting. Or perhaps you would like to rotate your shoulders back and down a little bit, which will mean your palms are facing forward here. So we have a tendency to always be rolling forward in our activities during the day, whether we're on the computer, we're looking down, we're even driving like this. A lot of motion is forward like this, looking forward. So anything we can do to counteract that as we lower the shoulders back and down away from our ears, squeezing shoulder blades together behind us, will help our posture too, and will help us have more core strength to hold us upright. Let's try a little bit of balance here while we're standing here. Let's see what will happen when we move into a moving pose for balance. So we're going to start off by just bringing the right toes out to the side, standing tall through the left side. We can bring the hands to the heart if you'd like, or to your waist if you'd like. And then slide this right toe in towards your ankle. You can let your heel rest on that ankle if you'd like. And if this is where you have the most challenge in keeping your balance, then stay here and practice that as you're lifted through the belly, lifted in through the base, Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor lifted. Staying strong here. Now, if you want to continue on and you feel like you're ready for some balancing, bring the knee straight up in front of you rather than to the side. Let's bring it straight up in front of you for right now. Yes. And then bring the left hand over the right leg here. And we're going to reach back, maybe with our thumb as we're hitchhiking. We reach back here. Maybe we gaze back at that hand. So we're twisting in this balance pose. And we come back. Let's bring that foot back down. On the other side, extending the left toes out. Hands where you decide are best for you. Sliding the left toes in, balancing your heel on the right leg. Choosing this place to practice if you'd like, or bringing that knee straight up in front of you. Standing tall and strong through the right leg. Very good. And then we're going to bring the right hand across onto the left thigh. And we're going to take our thumb, our hitchhiker thumb, and we're going to reach it out. And perhaps we can look back and gaze at the hand. Keep breathing, smiling if you can, which helps your balance. The muscles in your face that are smiling help your balance, which is an interesting thing, isn't it? And then we come back and release that foot down. Good. Let's just rotate those knees around. Rotate the hips around. Good. And go the other direction. Awesome. You're doing great. All right. We're going to try another balance here. Starting out the same way, extend the right toes out. Bring the right foot into the left. This time we're going to move into tree pose, sliding the leg up, the right leg up. You can place it below your knee, place it anywhere along your leg. We just don't want to push in with this right foot into the knee area, okay? Okay, so here we are in tree. We can reach the branches up. And then from here, moving into star pose. Star, we release this foot, we open the arms, we reach out to the side, and we come back. You want to try that again? Reaching out and coming back in. And release all the way to the floor. Very good. All right, now we're going to go to the other side. Rotate a little bit. Wiggle. All right, good. Bring the hands where you would like to start. Waist, heart. Extend the left toes out. Slide them in. Slide up that left leg. Open the knee out to the side. Grow those branches for your tree pose. Smiling. Amazing balancing on one foot, the entire body. Let's see if we can move into a moving pose. Star. Lots of energy through all 4 limbs. And we come back. And maybe go again. Star, stretch it out and bring it back in. Awesome, all the way down. Good job, way to go. Oh, let's rotate those hips. This is fun for me too because I had a hip replacement on my right hip, and so building strength back up on this side has been a progression, a little bit at a time, and I'm seeing improvement, so that's fun. Let's come to the top of the mat now. I'm going to do a couple poses to help us with our hip flexibility. Bringing the hands to the heart here. Let's recenter, feeling grounded through the feet, spreading the toes wide. We can feel here as we're standing, imagining that we're with the pressure of our toes, that we're pulling the toes outward and tearing down the middle of the mat, as if we're putting pressure out with our toes and the balls of our feet. Even though they are facing forward, we're feeling that pressure opening, and it's engaging the leg muscles. Okay? Close your eyes. Remember what you are intending today in your practice. Recommit. Reaffirm that it has happened, it is so. And we'll release the hands down. Sweep them up, reaching tall. Exhale, swan diving down. From here, we're going to step back with our right foot. If you have blocks here, you can use blocks. We're going to make a nice lunge on the left knee. Knee stays over the ankle. That's an important part right here of the alignment. The back foot is up on the ball of the foot. And we can feel ourselves lower down by bending that back leg and rise back up, straightening the leg. Bending down, we keep this nice straight leg on the front, on the left leg. We bend the back knee and we straighten the knee, allowing our hips to come closer to the floor and then rising back up. Building a little strength here. Now you might have your hands on the floor, and that's fine too. If you need to, release the knee down to the mat. Keep it back so that you have a nice stretch through the right leg. And just hold that and breathe. We're going to add a little bit to this. Let's reach the left arm up, gazing up, and exhale the left arm down. And inhale, lift up, and exhale, lift down. Bring it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Very good. From here, let's curl the back toe under if you have your knee down. We're lifting that leg up and we're stepping forward. We're in forward fold. Enjoy this forward fold. Maybe you'd like to clasp your hands behind you for a moment. Hug in here. Let the crown of your head flow down like a waterfall. Breathing and feeling whatever is going on in your body. Thanking your body for showing up, for being strong. We're going to circle, sweep up, standing tall. Bring the hands back to the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Rededicate yourself to this strength. And from here, we're going to step back with our left foot coming into a lunge. Maybe you want to wiggle that back foot back a little bit. Our front knee is right over the ankle. Our back leg is straight, heel up off of the mat. And again, you have an option. If this is better for you to come all the way down, you can do that too. And if you are coming all the way down onto the knee, just know that you can reach forward, let that hip slide down, and then press into the front foot and let it come back a little bit. And then let it come forward, reach down. So you're getting a bit of a stretch just by rocking in this position. Now, if you're up on your back leg, we can bend this back leg and straighten it, and bend it, and straighten it, keeping the nice alignment with the right knee over the left ankle. Right knee, that wouldn't work very well. Right knee over the right ankle. And feeling the strength in the leg muscles. Keep breathing. And if you are down on your knee, you're going to turn your toes under, lift the knee, and step forward, coming into forward fold again. Relaxing in this forward fold, surrendering into gravity. We're going to sweep the arms up, lift, slight back bend here. Swan dive forward into forward fold. Step back with both feet into downward facing dog. From downward dog, we come into a plank pose, either knees down or knees up. And then we're exhaling slowly with control all the way to the belly. You can place your hands, your forearms under your neck if you'd like. And walk your feet back a little bit, lengthen through the low back. Just let your body adjust to being on the floor. And we're going to bring our forearms down on our sides with our elbows right underneath our shoulders. Palms come straight forward. Let me back up a little bit on my mat. There we go. And we find ourselves in Sphinx pose. Gazing forward, we feel the pubic bone nestled into the mat, the tops of our thighs, our kneecaps, and the tops of our feet are pressed into the floor. So we're getting a little bit of a back bend here, safely. And let's lower down onto the mat and bring your arms alongside your body. Forehead on the mat. Just take a few breaths here. Notice how the body feels. We're going to lift up just the shoulder tips, our head, and our chest, and shine it forward. We're engaging the core muscles, lifting, gazing out, and lowering back down again. Relaxing everything. And then we're going to lift up again, pressing into the feet, the thighs, the kneecaps, lifting up, engaging the ribs, the belly, keeping our eyes on the mat, our neck long, and we release again all the way to the floor. Now I invite you to roll over onto your backs, whichever way you want to make it there. We're going to bend our knees, walk the feet wide on the edge of the mat, and then let the knees drop into the middle and touch. Close your eyes, relax everything into the earth. If you're ever feeling confused, overwhelmed, anxious, irritated, come to the floor, either on your mat or laying down in the grass, and just let Mother Earth help you realign and rebalance. Another really helpful thing for emotional imbalance is to go sit under a tree and lean up against the tree. It's a marvelous way to reconnect and release emotional burdens. The energy of the tree just pulls it out of you and grounds you. Let's bring our knees in now towards our chest. Hug them in as much as you want. Place your hands across the tops of your legs. Maybe even underneath your knees would feel better. Hug them in. You're going to notice the small of your back pressing into the floor, getting a little bit of a massage here. You can wiggle your hips if you'd like, back and forth. Whatever would feel good to you right now. Make this partly your practice. It's all your practice. Do things that feel good to you. Rotate the ankles while they're lifted here. We're going to press the feet towards the ceiling, keeping the knees bent as much as you want. Press the heels to the ceiling, then the toes back and forth, flexing and pointing. Good, and let's bring our hands up as well and just shake. Let's shake the feet, shake the hands, and be wiggly. Be like jello. Let it move all the way into the body. Be soft and jiggly. Not rigid and controlled, okay? We want to get all the synovial fluid moving in the body through the joints, keeping us soft and flexible. And we're going to release the hands and feet down. We're going to reach the arms overhead, reach the heels away in the opposite direction. Stretch really big, decompressing through the spine. All those vertebrae are getting more space, fluid moving through those discs. Reach more with the right side, right leg reaching one way, right arm reaching the opposite, and relaxing on the left side. Then we do the other side. Reach with the left opposite ways and relax the right. Inhale, we'll do it again on each side. Exhale, change. Inhale, reach. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to bend the knees again. Walk the feet in towards the buttocks. Relax the arms alongside the body, and we're going to press into the feet as we raise the hips just a little at a time, starting from the tailbone, lifting, lifting, pressing into the feet, pressing the earth away from us, pressing our spine away from the earth, rising up into a bridge pose. Maybe you'd like to walk your shoulders together even here. And we keep our knees parallel, not letting them widen here. Keep them in. We have a little space between them, like hip distance wide, perhaps. If you have a block, you could even place them between your knees here and squeeze into the block. And then as we release down, we do that very slowly, feeling each part of the spine begin to come back to the earth. Very slowly on the exhale. Especially as you get to the low back, all those small vertebrae that just want to relax. Good, and take a breath and notice. And then we're going to lift one more time up at your pace, rising on the inhale. Maybe you'd even like to try clasping your hands underneath you as you walk your shoulders in. That might feel good. Gives you a little bit different stretch through the neck muscles here, I think, into the shoulders. As you breathe, you can feel and see the belly rising and falling. We release the hands and slowly return to the floor. Take a moment to notice how that feels. And then bring your right ankle to your left knee, and we'll move into a figure 4 or pigeon. With your left foot on the floor and your right ankle on your knee, allow your right knee to push away from you. So your knee might be coming closer to your face, but just see how far you can go without hurting yourself or pinching anything. Just creating a little space here in this inner thigh area, pressing that knee more open and away from you. Now you can also get more of a flexibility here if it feels okay for you to lift this left leg up, holding on to the thigh of the left leg, the left thigh, and press up against this ankle. You'll feel even more intensity in your stretch in this right hip. Keeping the head relaxed, trying to keep your shoulders relaxed as well. And then flex this ankle that's resting on the knee. Flex that so it stays strong and stable. Breathing and just noticing. Take one more deep breath. And we will release that foot down to the floor. Take the ankle off. We're going to place the left ankle on the right knee this time. Flex that left ankle so it stays stable and press that left knee away from you. Not with your hand. We don't want to push into it and create too much force. So just use the strength of your leg to push it away from you. And you can stay here if you'd like, just feeling that stretch here. Or you could also lift the right foot off of the floor and press against that ankle, creating a little more stretch into the left hip. You can even rock from side to side, feeling a little bit more, a little bit different feeling here. Stretching in a little bit different area as you rock slightly outside to the right with your left ankle on your knee. And let's take that leg off. Relax the feet down. Reach the arms up. Pet your dog if you have one here, or your kitty. And then let go and relax completely into our final Savasana. This is Sam's favorite pose, final Savasana. He practices this pose all day long, usually, unless we're on a walk. If you need a blanket to cover up with, if it's chilly, go ahead and cover yourself up so you're nice and cozy. Just thanking your body for being here today, for bringing you to the mat. for getting healthy. And perhaps you want to think about what that intention was for your practice today and make it so. Knowing that your words and your thoughts are very powerful. They create your reality. The more we practice our intention during yoga, being thoughtful with our movements, then the easier it is to deal with any difficulties, any challenges that we experience in our everyday life when we're not on our yoga mat. It will help remind us how to breathe and be patient and to react with intention rather than reaction. Every part of our body relaxing right now. I'm going to read to you a poem. It's called Rice from Mary Oliver. It grew in the black mud. It grew under the tiger's orange paws. Its stems thinner than candles and as straight. Its leaves like the feathers of egrets, but green. The grains cresting, wanting to burst. Oh, blood of the tiger. I don't want you just to sit down at the table. I don't want you just to eat and be content. I want you to walk out into the fields where the water is shining and the rice has risen. I want you to stand there, far from the white tablecloth. I want you to fill your hands with the mud like a blessing. And we begin to feel our fingers and our toes wiggling and finding a little movement in our bodies as we come back to this room. Taking a breath in, enjoying. I'd like you to roll onto your side and rise up to a comfortable place to sit. And we'll close our class today. Bringing our hands to our heart. Thank you so much for joining me today, taking your time to be here with me and sharing your energy as well. The light inside of me honors the light inside of you. Namaste. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you have a glorious rest of your day. And please subscribe to my yoga channel, my YouTube yoga channel, so that you can be notified of new videos that I put out each week. Thank you. Bye.